using the pork we got from the food pantry. I'm going to make fried pork chops tonight, and I'm going to show you guys how if you want to tag along. Most of this stuff I got for this recipe came from the food pantry. Pork chops from the food pantry. Cornmeal, food pantry. Sliced carrots, food pantry. Potatoes, food pantry. So let's get into the thing. You're going to need to wash your potatoes and your hands, you nasties. And I only call you nasties out of the love of my heart. I don't mean it as no harm, no foul, actually calling you nasties. I'm just saying politely, but not politely. Make sure you wash your hands. Sometimes we need a not so gentle reminder. I'm going to peel my potatoes. The first thing in this recipe that you definitely need to get going is the potato, because your potatoes are going to take the longest to cook. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to boil potatoes for mashed potatoes. I'm going to dice up my potatoes. The smaller pieces you cook them in, the less time they take to boil. I'm going to add all those to my pan. All right, I got my potatoes ready. On the stove, medium-high heat, you're going to cook these for 30 to 45 minutes until they are fork tender. If you need to, set a timer. I want my pork chops to be nice and crispy, so I'm going to batter these with a combination of cornmeal. I think I'm just going to use the rest of this up. And some cornstarch. I'm going to probably use about half a cup. I'm going to season that with some Slap Ya Mama. And some Old Bay blackened seasoning. We got that from the food pantry. What a blessing, you guys. Go ahead and mix that together. We've got some eggs from the food pantry that also need used up. I want to double batter these. So I need these eggs. Got this last little bit of this Frank's Red Hot that we got from the food pantry in here. I'm going to throw that in with my eggs. I'm also going to add just a little bit of Valentina because I didn't have very much of that hot sauce left. Go ahead and whisk that up. I'm going to get my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I like to fry my pork chops and then bake them for a little bit just because, I don't know, pork is just kind of like chicken. It always scares me. I'm not trying to have it undercooked. If you guys watched the video where I took the pork loin and broke it up, I also marinated these in that video. They already have kind of like a wet on the outside, so I'm going to take these and I'm going to dip them once. I'm going to dip all of them once. I like to dip everything in the dry batter before I add it in the wet batter, just so this doesn't get the egg in it right away. I used a mustard on these initially, which works perfect as a great first binder. I got my cast iron heating up with about quarter inch, half an inch of oil because I'm going to fry these chops down in here. Potatoes are boiling and getting close to being done. You want those nice and soft to have a good mash. Now my chops, I waited the second time to rebatter them because I want them to be super crispy. So right before you get ready to fry those is when you're going to add them into the egg. And that's when we're going to do our second coat of our batter. All right, once your oil's hot, you're going to start adding in your chops. Just like when you fry your chicken, don't overcrowd your pan. I'm going to take a little bit of butter, a little bit of milk, and just a little bit of this chicken bouillon powder I got from the Asian market. I'm going to warm that up in the microwave for my potatoes. Look at those, y'all. Oh my God. All right, all my chops are going in the oven at 350 degrees. These are all pretty much done, but they're really thick, so I want to make sure they're cooked all the way through. So I'm going to bake these in the oven. My potatoes are done, so I'm going to drain those off. I'm going to add that to my mixing bowl. I'm going to add some pepper, a generous amount because y'all know the honey loves her pepper. Some salt. Not too much though, because if you remember, I added some bouillon powder to my milk. I'm going to start beating those up while I add my butter and my milk mixture. I'm going to add some dried chives in there. And just a little bit of garlic powder as well, because y'all know we love garlic powder. Last but not least, I'm going to take 2 cans of carrots from the food pantry. I'm going to open these up and drain them off. Put Carrots are low-key so good and so underrated. I'm going to take a little bit of brown sugar, add that on top of my carrots, and then that's it. I'm going to add these in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, and these will be done. Look how good those look. They're perfect. I got out my apple butter, and if y'all missed the video, it's on my page. I made the apple butter from apples from the food pantry. I'm going to serve this up, and the girl already had her plate. She ate before me, and the honey got home a little bit later tonight, so that's why me and her are eating dinner later, and I fed the girl earlier so she could get to bed at a decent time. You're going to serve up some mashed potatoes, some carrots. I'm going to add one of those pork chops on there that's fried. Oh my gosh, do you guys see that? And then I'm going to take this apple butter I made. This is a cherry on top. You're going to add that right down on top of your pork chop. Oh my God, just like that. Just because I'm bougie, I'm going to add just a little bit of parsley on top. Look, take it up a notch. Look at that, you guys. I'm going to have to give you a close-up. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my God. All right, you guys, let's try this. About to be so good, y'all. Take some of this apple butter, put it on top of there like that. You got to eat it like we do over here. First bite for y'all, and a bite for me. First off, the coating is so flavorful. The pork chop's deliciously seasoned. The apple butter, it's a whole thing. And just like that, you have a delicious pork chop dinner using mostly ingredients from the food pantry. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Be good to one another. Stay safe. Keep washing your hands because there's a lot of sickness out there. And take care of yourself. Love y'all. Bye.